The new pastor at Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina says it'll take time for his congregation to heal, that the process of forgiving has already begun. A wall outside of his office honors the 9 people, 8 worshipers and the pastor's predecessor, who were gunned down at this historically black church in June of 2015.
The members just gathered here for a Bible study, a peaceful Bible study. And in fact, they actually welcomed him in. The reason why the 9 were murdered was because of the color of their skin, because of the hatred that was in his heart. He did it. That's the sheer definition of the hate crime.
Prosecutors said the young white supremacist who pulled the trigger planned to attack a second black church before being caught. In December, he was convicted of murder. He was also found guilty of violating federal hate crime laws. South Carolina is one of just 5 U.S. states that doesn't have its own hate crime statutes, making local prosecution critics say more difficult. State Representative Wendell Gilliard is pushing a bill to change that.
This is not a South Carolina problem. This is a world problem when you talk about hate crime, okay? But South Carolina, we have to catch up. If we don't do anything, if we'll continue to turn our backs in a deaf ear, I can almost assure you, sad to say, you will have all sorts of incidents that are unspeakable.
Because national hate crime statistics are based on state authorities' self-reporting, the number of local anti-black hate crimes, particularly in states like South Carolina, can be significantly underrepresented.
Figures show a decade of decline in anti-black attacks. They had spiked following President Barack Obama's election and surged again following Donald Trump's victory.
Local historian Bill Hine says these incidents don't exist in a social vacuum.
It begins with the settlement of North and South America by Europeans and the Africans who they forced into labor here, and it persisted through slavery, lynching, the rigid effort to hold on to segregation, to maintain dominance over a black population, particularly in areas where there was a large black population.
Yes, ma'am.
For some, time has given the perspective of experience and a chance to offer advice to other minority groups dealing with hate.
You have to begin to say, I am not going to let this form of hatred keep me. I'm not going to let it suppress me. I'm going to stand. I'm going to speak truth to power. I'm going to do what is required to ensure that the laws are changed, that people are seen equally. I'm not going to give up. If that means losing everything that I have, then so be it. And I think sometimes we have to have that spirit of resiliency, which has become so prevalent within the African American community.
Roee Ruttenberg, CGTN in Charleston, South Carolina.